Hey there, I'm a DIY track guy, this is my humble garage, and today we installed this. I mean this. This is a windshield washer fluid bottle from a Suzuki Cappuccino. It was popularized back in 2011 by Rev Limiter. Their blog post is still available on their website, link in the description. I'll also provide a link for where you can buy these today, but you probably shouldn't, which I'll explain later. This is pretty simple stuff, so follow along if you'd like, or don't, whatever. If you watched the video where we clean the coolant overflow tank, I mentioned how this windshield washer fluid reservoir is super dirty and gigantic. So let's do something about that. Let's take a literal step back here and gaze upon the vomit-inducing state of this hood. At some point in this car's storied history, it must have received a wax rust-proofing job. And later on, it must have belched oil up on the inside of this hood and left this horrific mess. So since we're kind of working in this area, I may as well clean it. And in the windshield cowl area here, it's just as disgusting with some moss growing. So I think the easiest way to clean this thing is to take the hood off the car. To ensure I can get this thing back on in the exact same spot, I've used a paint pen to make some match marks. But I think I'm going to do a little bit more. The reason this is important is because when we put the hood back on, we want the body lines to line up with the fender and the headlight covers as they are now. The washer hose comes through the firewall here and is held in by this plastic clip. And this hose runs to the washer bottle. So this is what the area looks like without the washer bottle in the way. Alright, with this hose freed up, we can now remove the hood. Let's take a closer look at this wretched sticky mess. Unfortunately, in my experience, Simple Green doesn't just dissolve dirt on its own, you do have to brush it. And this is where the elbow grease comes in. And after all that hard work cleaning the inside of this hood, it's nice to see it back to its original sunburst yellow. Taking a closer look, you can see how the original color is here and how stained this is over here. From this angle, the cowl area looks like this. Not bad, right? But if we go from this angle to this angle, I'm gonna try using this Gunk Engine Cleaner and Detailer. Orange citrus scent. So after a few times of rinsing and repeating, literally, it looks like this. Compared to before, I think this is a good improvement. Moseying over here to the extremely messy workbench, we have the old washer bottle and we need this pump. And here we are with this little water pump motor, not to be confused with your motor's water pump. And here's our new washer bottle again, and this looks like it'll fit right in this location perfectly. Back to the cowl where this thing will be mounted. Most installations I've seen, including how I put it on my NB, position it like this with the filler cap close to the left fender. The pump pickup is on this side, and if we put a level on this, notice this side is lower than this side. Ideally, it'd be nice to get this side a little bit higher so that the water will flow towards the pickup. But if we do that, the cap is about 1 centimeter too high and will contact the hood. If we position it like this, more inboard, there's a nice angle so that the water will flow to the pump. Unfortunately, that means filling it will be more difficult because the hood will be in the way, and more importantly, this graphic will be upside down. But before we go ahead and mount this, let's make sure that this windshield wiper arm doesn't come into contact with the bottle in this location. In terms of wiring this up, I have two options. I could either cut and extend the existing harness or make a patch harness. I choose door number 2. I've gone ahead and cut 2 equal lengths of primary wire, and I'll put the connectors on here. I have a length of red heat shrink tubing which I'll slip over these wires. Why red? Because red's faster. And here we have it, a pretty loud colored patch harness. And to mount the bottle, I have these two brackets that I found in my scrap bin and painted up. So there we go, the water bottle's mounted. And we can see that there's a slight slope towards the water pump pickup. Now let's get our patch wiring harness in place. Here's our stock connector, which will accept these male spades. Here's what it looks like now with the patch harness up here and the bottle here. We're back at the hood and we need to make some changes. With the original location of the washer bottle, the hoses route to the passenger side. Now that we've relocated the washer bottle to the driver's side cowl, we want to reverse this. The washer nozzle has a couple of tangs at the fore and aft position. I didn't plan to do this, but I discovered that a common upgrade for Miata owners is to go to the spray nozzles from a Mazda Tribute or Ford Escape. Mazda part number is here and it comes in a Ford parts bag. So what did we learn? Today I learned that cleaning a filthy car and getting covered in dirt and grime is so very tiresome. But the right products make all the difference. For cleaning that hood, I should have started with the engine degreaser and chased it down with the brake cleaner. Simple Green was simply the wrong tool for the job. And to be honest, that smell made me feel so nauseated. I literally had to lie down for half an hour, it was so bad. Speaking of the wrong product, I'd recommend not going with the Suzuki Cappuccino water bottle. Circuit Sports offers a really nice shiny metal one that mounts in the same location on the front left cowl area and bolts up without any custom work. And of course the guys at Flying Miata got you covered with a lovely aluminum one that mounts in the same spot. But if you really want the Suzuki Cappuccino one, you can get them from Rev9 Autosport, link in the description. And that's all from the Mostly Useless Garage. You're awesome, I'm useless, thanks for watching. And here's a hint about what we'll be installing in a future episode. If you think you know what this is, leave a comment.